Call this meeting to order. Order of business, we'll start with approval of the minutes from June 17th. Need a motion?
So moved. Second.
Are there any corrections that you had? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. We have public comment now in the beginning of our meeting, so we'll move right to public comment. We ask that you identify yourself, where you're from, and we allow 3 minutes for anyone that would like to speak. Would anybody like to speak?
I think there are a handful of us. Hi, my name is Katrina Hebb. I live in the town of Canton. I've been an active member of this town for 25 years, and it was one of the best places to live in the world. However, anytime I have to come do anything in this building, my blood boils. And I tried to do something about it. My blood boils because this building is so incredibly inaccessible, and it's humiliating. And I want to cry when I tried 5 years ago. 5 years ago was the first time I had to come here to get a handicap placard. Before that, I'd gotten them in Russell, and then in other towns that I had lived in. And when I arrived here, it was really hard just getting in the front door, which thankfully those problems have fixed. So I would thank you for that, for putting in handicap parking on the side and putting door openers at the front doors. But as soon as I arrived here 5 years ago, I didn't know where I needed to go, so I went and talked to the town clerk, and of course the counter is over my head. So you feel like a 5-year-old showing up to speak to someone. I say I'm here to get a handicap placard. What do I need to do? Where do I go? And she's like, oh, you gotta go up to the police station. The stairs are right over there. Pause. Oh, you're in a wheelchair. You can't go up the stairs. You have to go up the stairs to get a handicap placard. That's the most asinine thing I have ever heard of. She said, I'm sorry you can't go up there. Let's call someone to come down to you. So I waited, and a police officer came down and met me in the hallway. Tell them what I need. I have to run back up the stairs and get the required paperwork, come back down the stairs, and then you do your business in the hallway. It's completely unprofessional. It's embarrassing. People are walking by you on all sides. Everyone can hear your business. It's not okay. It hasn't been since it was erected in the 60s, and it certainly hasn't been since 1990, 36 years ago, when the ADA was passed. We've had 36 years to make this building accessible, and I know that you have tried with the lift, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, down to the basement. But there are really important things that happen on the mezzanine. Getting handicap placards for someone who's disabled is a really big deal. Being able to attend board meetings. So 5 years ago, I wrote a letter to this very board. I attended a board meeting online because that was COVID. Mike Dalton threw me a bone. That's when you installed the door openers. But it was very clear, we're sorry that we're not doing anything about this. At the time, it sounded like your plan was to build a building. So between that fact and that I was in a state where I just literally couldn't function, I did come to Energy to advocate. I let it go, but I've gotten better, and I've started coming to town board meetings because things that are going on in Canton are important to me. But when I get to the stairs, I have to climb up them on my bottom. That's humiliating. That is inappropriate. That's not how we do things in the United States of America. I shouldn't have to go crawling upstairs to attend a board meeting to give my public comment. It also means I could never be on the board. There's no point in running if I can't attend board meetings. You are cutting out a significant portion of the campus population's ability to engage civically because of your goal to figure out a way to put in an elevator or at the very least put in a chair lift up to the rest of me. And it's really angering and it's hurtful. I can't even explain what it feels like, but I'm shaking inside right now and it's not okay. And I need you to do something about it. And I'm not the only one. A couple weeks ago, after going to the last Camptown board meeting on my bottom, I wrote to the Camptown board, explaining the situation, and I put it on Facebook. And 200 times, over 200 times, it was shared by people, and I've gotten comments from all kinds of people that said, "Oh yeah, I had the same problem going to get placards. That's particularly a big issue." I had to take my grandma. She couldn't do the stairs, but she felt like she had to, and so she hurt for 2 weeks after that. We came in and we couldn't do it. I had to send somebody else. It's infuriating. It's belittling to have to send someone else on your behalf to go take care of something that you should be able to do yourself. And it's time to stop being illegal and fix this problem. I'm really not a person that likes litigation, but I'm at the point where I'm ready to do that if this isn't addressed properly. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you, please.
Thank you. Next.
Hello, my name is George Howard. I currently live in Russell. Are any of you guys code officer? Is the code officer?
We have code here.
He's gonna be late.
He's gonna be
He's
late.
gonna be late. He had an appointment.
I've been disabled for over 30 years. Had my own issues accessing this building. I'll just tell you outright, that lift is atrocious. 20 years ago, I was stuck on there for over 2 hours in the beating sun and heat there. Well, they had to call the electrician from the Department of Public Works to come try to figure it out. It says right on it, I have a weight limit of 450 pounds. My wheelchair is 400 pounds and I'm 200 pounds. That's 600 pounds I just had to access. So, if you want to talk about litigation, there's a serious issue there. And that lift is sketchy as shit. I've been stuck on it before. The handicap parking places outside do not even meet the ADA requirement for handicap parking spaces. In fact, the one I got out on today, I had to back up over a curb to get off the ramp of the van. Like, there's really just absolutely no excuse for him. Like, I don't know, what the code officer does all day, but I assume he works out of this building or is here frequently. Like, how is this stuff not being taken care of? So, it's just atrocious, and for the village or the town of Canton not to address this stuff shows a blatant lack of concern or attention for the community needs to access the building. And like Katrina said, it's not just people in wheelchairs, it's elderly people that can't do stairs, or it's elderly people that have to fight with a heavy door just to get in. I wouldn't be able to access this without assistance regardless. So, it's really, really, based on the budget for the county seat of the largest county in New York State, not to have an accessible village and town hall is shameful, really. And you guys don't have any name things or what your position is on the board, but It's terrible. It's really terrible. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
My name is Kate Fagerland. I also live in Canton. I have a 9-year-old daughter named Phoebe who's disabled and uses a wheelchair to get around by herself and with assistance. She, when she was 2 years old, she got her first wheelchair, which is very exciting. And we came to this building to get her first parking placard to help us get her in and around her car, our car easier with her wheelchair. And I climbed up those stairs and, applied for the pass and was like, hey, what would I do if I was bringing my daughter here? And they said, well, you could carry her up the stairs or you could, ask for help. Throughout the course of being Phoebe's parent, there have been many situations in which we have wanted or had to ask for help. And sometimes it's brought us closer to other people, and other times it has felt really undignified and dehumanizing, the kinds of things that we've had to ask for help for. And I feel like just it's such a petty little thing that people should have to ask for help. Or, assume that they don't have help and hurt themselves in the stairs, trying to get like a basic thing that's designed for them. I was not impressed, and I told them so. And, time has gone on. That was the first of many experiences I've had as a parent of this child, trying to access a world that was not built for her, or that was sort of built kind of haphazardly for her and, fails in so many ways. The church where my daughter goes to Girl Scouts, where my son has his piano lessons, the library, a couple of different concert venues we've gone to, the office where she gets her physical therapy, all at various points, either permanently or temporarily, have been inaccessible to her. They've had to cancel field trips because the lift broke in. We've had to get help getting, carrying the chair down the stairs. It's just constant. And this office is, just one of many of those places. Does she come here that often? Has she ever been to a town meeting herself? No. But I'd like her to have the opportunity to. Right now what we do is one of us carries her down the stairs and the other someone else carries her chair down the stairs. And right now we can do that. She's 40 pounds. But that's going to change. And those places, Girl Scouts, music lessons, physical therapy, and places like this, getting a parking pass, being involved in, in your community, being engaged in the, what's happening is going to be out of reach to her and to us with her, us as a family. And when that happens, it makes us feel like we're not welcome. Like she is not welcome, especially. And that she doesn't belong in these places. And yeah, shameful. I think that covers it. It's really demoralizing. So I think the simple solution is an elevator. And put in a little bid for one that's actually going to do some research on what's good, because a lot of those places I mentioned had elevators and they broke down and or the specialists who fix them were quite cured. So an elevator, I think, is the solution. And I just want you to know it matters. It matters to a lot of people, and a lot of people who love them, and it matters to everybody. And like this, thank you.
Thank you. Next.
My name is Susan Mitchell, and I'm a physical therapist working with geriatrics. So I also am a friend and neighbor of Katrina, and Katrina and I came for the town board meeting about the data centers, and to have to see Katrina go like a step on her butt, and then she had to have friends to help her carry the chair up was really surprising in a public space like this. So if she didn't have someone with her, what was she gonna do? Chairs can be heavy, especially too. So, but speaking on behalf of the folks in this county who are geriatric, I had no idea until Katrina told me that to get your handicap placard, you had to go up steps. So most of the clients I work with, they live in the community and some of them are still driving. And they all have handicap placards, so I can imagine how many of my patients have had to struggle to get up those steps. And honestly, it's a huge risk for liability, because they're getting handicap placards and being forced to go up steps. I just think that's a really big liability. A fall on steps usually causes bad injuries. It's not just falling on your carpet, you know. So I really recommend that the board makes it more hospitable to those who are handicapped, and I think or at risk for falls. The quickest solution for that would be to just move the handicap placards to the town clerk space. My next question though is when you come in the door that has the button for the electric door, is there anything on the outside of the door? Yes. Okay, I didn't see. Okay. So you've got the doors taken care of. That's awesome. Because if someone comes in with their walker, you know, then they're able to get in the door. So if it's right there at the town clerk, I think that's where most towns do placards is at the town clerk, not with the police.
Yep.
If you could just make that switch, you would not require any effort except for logistics, you know, and to make it a lot safer for the seniors, for parents with strollers, kids in strollers, for people in wheelchairs, and even just, I mean, someone might not look disabled, but can really have a hard time with that. So I appreciate everything you all are doing. I know it's hard. There's a lot of things on your plate. So, but we do want to, St. Lawrence County is aging and very much. I'm very busy at work. So we do want to take care of all of our constituents here. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can I add one thing I forgot?
Quickly, yes.
I think one thing that's super important to recognize is it's not just here. Like, this is a daily thing for people with disabilities, not just at town hall. It's, you know, it's the vast majority of places has some kind of accessibility issue that makes it difficult for people with disabilities to access. It's not just here. This is just happens to be the place where we had to come place our concern. So.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just a quick one. I'm just here in support of my friends who are disabled, and
Your name?
my name is Jeff Mitchell.
Okay.
I live in the town.
Okay.
And you've already heard, and it's clear how important it is to make sure that the space and other spaces are accessible to everybody, regardless of whether they're disabled or not. But a couple of suggestions that you might consider in moving along this path. One would be, as you're thinking about your next events, your next meetings, is to consider where to hold them in regards to how people who are disabled can get to them. And the same thing would go for the parking stickers and things like that, just considering the people who will need to come, how can they get here? It may just be a matter of being in a different part of the building. I don't know the building well enough, but keeping that in mind, kind of a mindset shift. How do we make this accessible to people? And then another suggestion would be kind of along the same line. As you're considering perhaps longer term plans to address this, work with members of the community who are disabled. They're the ones who have the best information about what works, what doesn't work. They have experience with various different methods of getting into and out of buildings and rooms and up and down stairs, that those of us without this kind of experience are going by, reviews online. That doesn't mean a whole lot. We need to talk with people who deal with this every day. So I would just suggest that as you're thinking about this and thinking about how to make this more accessible to people, to talk to them and get the opinions of the people who really know this best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rainbow Crabtree, I often can't understand. I just want to say something similar, but first of all, thank you for the work you do. I know hearing experiences can be difficult, and the work you do is really important in this community, so we appreciate you giving us a lot of time to speak our minds. Secondly, I want to recognize that this is an old building. I've been an owner of an old building in town and I know it's very challenging to make them work. So that's why these suggestions are so important to consider. Like, what are the simple things we can do? And lastly, I want to just invite us to approach this on a community level. Like, this is not just your problem, right? This is a problem, as has been expressed, it's community wide. So this is an opportunity perhaps for you folks as our board and some of us perhaps on committees. It sounds like there are people in the community who want to help work on this. And so perhaps it's an opportunity for us to like elevate the whole community in this way. As something that we can come together on and work together on and feel really proud that we've been able to make our community more accessible for more people. So thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Patricia Hayes. I'm Canton has spent many years working with people with disabilities in various ways. Their advocate. One thing that I appreciate what everybody has said today. So, but one thing that's a little different is I had a conversation about Main Street and being able to access the storefronts here. I was having a conversation about the new cafe that's going in the Nature Storehouse and noticed as it was being built, I asked today, how is someone who is not perhaps fully able to walk in, be with a wheelchair or walkers or other things. And I understood they were going to be putting automatic doors in one area, but we just talked about having to navigate this store area, but then I pointed out that I was not aware of any blue parking spaces other than in front of this building. Because somebody wanted to go to the cafe or out to lunch that day with their van, where were they going to have to park and roll themselves in order to access the store, which is where the access was going to be. The back, so the idea again of looking maybe beyond the building, but to making our community more accessible to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, my name is Greg Todd. I'm with Village. And I had the privilege of serving on community boards in Brooklyn, New York. And we would have 100 people to these meetings. They had no meeting room for community board. So every meeting was held typically in a church. And also a member of the Methodist Church for some 50 years. And every church in this community is now handicapped because buildings built hundreds of years ago. Unitarian Church, Methodist Church, Presbyterian, they all had elevators. So to say the building was built in 1950, most Methodist churches were built in the 1890s, and they all got elevators. There's some other means accommodating buildings. So, for example, a meeting like this, you could easily have in church basements, church, Unitarian Church, Presbyterian Church. They've got a lot of seating, it's all handicap accessible, and it's convenient. Handicaps issues until such time as we get workers in space.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Dave Nelson. I live in Canton. I also want to say thank you for taking this time. I know it's part of the meeting, what you do, what you have to do. But it's difficult to hear that people in the community that you are taking your time to serve are being hurt and being harmed. I know you. I know that you're the people that you're feeling I know that you're in agreement with what's being said. I agree with Katrina that Canton is a great place to live. And I agree with you that we're better than this. Canton is better than this. If this were Ogdensburg, we'd expect, no shade to Ogdensburg.
Whoa.
Even Ogdensburg is better than this. But it does need to be said, I think, that who we are is not what we want. It's not what we plan for. It's not what we hope for. Who we are is what we do. And what we're doing is discrimination. This is discrimination against a valuable segment of our population. And inaction on this, however well intentioned, is a discriminatory practice. And I think that people here might agree with that. I'm sure that an ACLU attorney showing up would argue that. And I have no doubt that you see this as well. And so I strongly, passionately encourage action. Because who we are is better. We need to do better.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I would like to.
Your name?
Zach Gagliardi. I'm not that good with words, so give me some patience here. I know what it's like to be different and ostracized, not the same way exactly as people who are physically disabled, but it's just a sad thing when someone has to feel like they're not able to be a part of something bigger than themselves because part of the community, part of things that are happening with other people because of something that they were born with that they can't control and that there's nothing wrong with in the first place, and it shouldn't be shown in the way that society is set up that that's the truth, because it's not. And in order to be a fully functional community, society, etc., we have to have some empathy for the people who are less fortunate than us, and make sure that they're able to be a part of the things they want to be a part of with people around them. Because if we don't have that, then what do we really have as a human being? Because that's the most important thing that you can have in your life, is the acceptance and the inclusion of people in the situations around you that are meaningful to you. So I agree that some action needs to be taken on this, because it's beyond important for so many reasons, and including the ones I gave. And I just wanted to say my piece on that. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Pickens. I live in Canton, and I'm here to support Katrina and to learn, to get educated on this. I had no idea. I took a lot for granted in terms of just understanding the building life for everyone. My eyes have been really wide open. I'm so sad about this. I want to echo support what I've heard other folks in the room say, particularly that I know that you are in leadership and it is so hard to understand. You don't want to miss agree, like this thing. But what I was really reminded of listening to people around talk about today is that the North Country does things different, right? And that's why I've never lived in a place like the North Country. Coming here is different than anywhere else I've lived. We find innovative ways to make things work, like no place I've ever lived before. And I was so inspired by what you were talking about with the churches and the idea of moving certain spaces that have to do that, but just thinking more aspirationally and more creatively. We have such a dynamic community of people who want to get involved with these issues, who want to help, and I just think we have a tremendous resource and that we should be thinking about and talking about. So I want to thank you for holding this space for us to have this conversation, and thank you for encouraging people to come and say things. I would love to see more happen.
Okay, anyone else? Okay. Thank you for coming. Normally we don't answer a lot of questions in the public comment setting. I'll mention three things. Number one, we hear you. This is a joint building, so these decisions are made between the town and the village. So what you've said today will be passed along. And we do have a joint meeting with the town on the 29th. At that meeting, it's already on the agenda that we will be speaking about building issues. There are several things on that line that need to be discussed. So thank you for coming today and speaking up. Okay. We'll move on.
I appreciate the number of people who are here, and I think that, you know, all of us do, so thank you for, making Frank here, Allison. This is very much appreciated.
Okay. Department head reports. Madam Kate.
Kate,
Kate.
Kate, sorry, I missed your last name.
Oh.
N-G-E-R L-U-N-D.
I just want to make.
And my daughter goes to school
Get
with
up
your
the
daughter, and
stairs,
she
so-
loves you. Thank you. She's on this page. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you.
You get a break in the summer, any kids in the summer?
So July is a little bit of a break. August, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. It's all good. And like he does like pick up soccer for the summer and stuff like that. 'Cause he needs to stay busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Yes, exactly. We spend a lot of time at camp.
Which is,
Yeah. Mhm.
well, I always loved those, my parents had a place at Cape Cod. I just got.
That's where we're headed in August. Oh, yeah, we stay right in Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause theirs was in West Dennis.
Okay,
Which is
yep.
the ocean side.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Yep, we've tried that a couple of times, but
Yeah.
we have a
It's
spot.
busier.
Yes,
but you can swim all the time.
Exactly.
The tide doesn't.
Yeah.
Usually we always went to East First,
Okay, yeah,
which is
Yeah,
Bayside.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like since
Yeah,
that we have
yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
So it was hard to say goodbye to that.
Yeah.
But it's just like when after my mother died, my dad said, "Oh, yeah, do you want to buy?" I said, "Oh, yes." And it's like, it's 9%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to go on vacation there. It's
Right.
right to try to home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't sleep all night. I called them up and said, "We, we just can't do it." So. Plus the Bayside, the traffic isn't as bad.
Okay. Department head reports. Who's first? Oh, the clerk.
Yeah. I didn't have anything really cool and fun to put on it. I don't have anything to add.
Really?
Work as usual.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It was a lot of busy work, yeah.
Nothing to add.
No.
Any questions for, Nick? Okay, police report.
Nothing yet. Any questions?
You all know we had an officer that didn't start.
Yes.
Okay. Anything for, Ryan? Okay. Treasurer. She was excused today. Somebody's birthday? or-
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. That's legitimate. Anything to add to that? You know pretty much what's going on in that neighborhood.
I tried that.
Too many birthdays. There's only so many birthdays you get.
Maybe we didn't take
Exemptions.
it serious. Rec report. I haven't heard from Megan.
No, this is the big week. Everything's getting started up.
Oh,
Swimming
swimming.
started
and-
and the summer program started,
fine,
so.
yep.
I
Okay.
guess that things are. busy.
Okay. Code.
I have nothing new to add to my report. Anybody have any questions?
Well, there may be more questions coming about this building.
Well, existing building code is
So,
to cover that. Property maintenance code.
the assessor, I think the assessments are final. If you read down through her report, you'll see some significant numbers there.
Mhm.
There's still some steps to go through, but this is what's gonna be used right off the bat, I guess.
Right, because anyone who goes to small.
I
claims-
believe she will be, I'm sorry,
I said anyone who goes to small claims, that's a longer time.
That's a
frame,
much longer-
and They just adjust it afterward, right?
yes, so that's the next step, if anybody goes. I believe she's gonna be here for the joint meeting, I believe.
Okay.
Superintendent,
I did not get my report from DPW unless Maggie got
I did not.
I have not seen it.
it.
So,
Alright. So I just changed that in my report and I'll just check with Rick again, 'cause I had talked to Rick again. I added in something about the AC on the clubhouse, but we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Historian,
I don't have anything to add unless anybody has any questions for me.
no, it was an interesting time over at the, cemetery.
Yeah, and I think everybody that came took a lot of pride in each stone that they individually
Yeah.
worked on, so that's good to see.
I gotta get back over there and see a couple of them.
Yeah.
That I had worked on or been involved in, so.
Mhm.
And I know our attorney spent a little bit of time on his hands and knees too.
I could stay, but I'm fascinated and I took Robert back over and we walked, my husband, and we
Yeah.
walked through. And I think that there's a lot of potential to do some fun education, about what that place is.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's very cool.
Mhm. And there's a lot of history there too.
A ton of history. And it's amazing as to the process of cleaning those stones and how good they look.
Yeah.
Yeah. exciting.
So do you think you
Oh,
could, I mean, there's a group we can engage, like, to take this on as a project, more, to do more stones, or I'm assuming they all didn't get done.
No, they didn't all get done. I have some more cleaning solution at my office, so if anybody wants to, contact me.
Okay.
I can go over with you guys and clean head stones. I know during that day, we had talked about possibly, keeping some solution and some water there. I don't,
Well,
Be a longer
I know the
process.
Rotary was a big help.
Yeah,
And I think they're very
We're
interested.
gonna do it again.
Yeah,
And,
Great.
you know, certainly if the village has some ideas of further improvement, just besides cleaning, I'm gonna share them and, you know, cause we'd like to help in some way.
Yeah.
And I think we have some money and some ideas for projects, but, you know, this is the village's.
it's a good one.
Cemetery, so.
Yeah. And I do think that, there is a possibility, and it would be awesome to maybe collaborate with the Rotary Club and have some St. Lawrence students on that Make a Difference Day. We do it every year in the fall.
Yeah.
And we could have a bunch of students,
Mhm.
and we could probably hit the rest of those stones, because they have hundreds. Not that we put 100 kids there,
Yeah.
but students there, but
Mm.
around, and it's something different and something, again, that could connect them to the community in a different way.
yeah,
And a good there.
yeah, that's a good idea. And I think getting, the little garden area around Silas Wright's monument,
Totally.
freshened up, I think that would make a huge difference on how it looks, so. There's lots of things to consider.
Yeah, that in particular, it's, I think there's a lot of potential there. But I think that we can, we need to take that on, because I think it's important. For sure. So I totally behind you on that.
And thank
Okay.
you guys for coming and joining us.
Be a good, those are good projects, so.
Mhm.
Okay, Lee is out, ill. I think we've got everybody. Committee reports.
Um, Communications and technology. We met last week. We started talking about, in light of the decision to not pursue at this time, mass notification kind of software. We really couldn't justify the cost. We started talking about, you know, like standard operating procedure and having a checklist for people, and just so it's clear for everybody in whatever circumstance, this is the point person, this is who needs to know, these are the steps that, you know, we should do to notify, you know, whether it's the website or news media, whatever, just have it spelled out for everybody, so we can be saying, okay, we got a call about XYZ, here we go. These four, and who's doing what, so there's not, everybody's then thinks somebody else is doing it. So I think it's a way to just kind of standardize the process. I think most of the things happen, but the order, the frequency, I mean, even some simple things like, when you put the notice up, like if in the case of a water main, you know, it has a date and a time. And that at regular intervals, even if something different isn't happening, you put a notice up to say things are, you know, it seems redundant, but it helps people see things are, you know, they're working on this and we've had an update. That's just one idea, but so we're going to proceed with that. That was the major thing.
Using the website to.
Using the website and other ways, but just like what, you know, what should happen. You know, certainly to assist the office too, you know, the village office needs up-to-date information because they're getting the phone calls, so. And just the process for that.
Just a quick question on that. On the calendar, I know that the 22nd for the joint meeting was canceled. Did you put?
It's on the 29th.
I know, but it was on the 20, it was,
Yeah, I don't know how it got there.
but it was canceled, but I don't know if it was.
The
moved to
29th was-
29th.
Yes.
29th is
So it's on the
what we're
calendar.
supposed to
I-
have.
okay. That's.
That's all
because
she
a
wants to
couple
know.
days ago, it was that.
Okay,
That's
but
fine.
it is.
It was fixed this morning when it was brought to my attention.
Fabulous. Because, right, yesterday, or whatever. Perfect.
For me, what else? Rec, we are still hoping to meet. I sent out a thing to meet with the town on going over last year's expenses and the timeline. I have not heard back from anybody yet, but we'll keep trying. Meg Woodard gave us, good information that we can use for that, so. We need to just come to have a meeting and go over it to discuss the process. That we
Okay.
hope to implement, let's put it that way. I mean, golf we're gonna talk about later, so.
Yeah, either now or, we'll get down to communications. We can talk about
We
that.
could-
Great,
Okay.
sounds good.
Anything else?
Yeah, safety committee, we're in negotiations for the PD.
Yeah.
And we've met,
Yeah.
and we're gonna meet again, so
Friday is the next,
this is the next full meeting, yeah.
other than that,
Sustainability, we, are working on the garden, the plant, we were looking today, we've gotten some feedback that people don't like the weeds, but I think there's a lot, nobody likes the weeds.
Right.
But, I think there's some misunderstanding on what's planted there, that it isn't, wildflowers, that it's perennial plants that are doing well. I mean, I think.
Are they?
it's hard- Yeah,
Okay.
they really are. It's, once you weed, you can see them better, so.
Right.
okay.
I mean, and we had a little weeding group out there today, and anybody who wants to weed can contact me. I will,
Show us what
and-
a weed is.
well, and one of the people who volunteered today said, gee, would it be okay if, I would take a walk in the morning if I just like spend a half hour weeding? I was like, hey, dream come true. You are a tremendous person.
Have at it.
So appreciate people like that. And it, that kind of like little bits will get it going. So baby steps, but we're moving.
And our major, addition out there is the, irrigation cube.
Oh, right.
Yep, the water tote that is hooked up to a timer that will eventually be hooked up to soaker hoses, which will then extend into the garden beds, which is fantastic. So that alleviates a lot of volunteer labor going out and watering.
What killed us last year is just and this year seemingly is going in that direction of also being kind of super dry. It's fine now. Got a little rain last night.
Yep.
But next, the person we're working with who donated the plants from Jefferson County we had to buy new, he bought from his grant soaker hoses for us. And they should be coming. He couldn't get here this week, but he hopes to come next week. So we'll get it set up, get a schedule in there.
So I'll emphasize again that not only the irrigation, not only the plants were by donation, or if you want to call it that, paid for by a grant. Much of the irrigation equipment was either donated or paid for through
Right.
The Jefferson County Cooperative Extension.
Yeah. Jim Smith donated the
Yep,
tote,
Jim Smith donated the tote.
and the timer and the hoses and the feeder hose.
Fire department will fill it.
And
They
the
won't.
fire,
The fire department will fill it.
Will, oh, okay. I heard that. And I was like, that's
Will.
okay. But ultimately, the goal would be to have it be self-sustaining.
Right.
To be water, collect rainwater.
but that's phase 2.
Yes, exactly. We're happy with what we have right now.
Yes. That there's a way to get consistent water too,
Correct.
which was really.
We had water last night.
Yes, it did. And light.
Yeah.
Extra light.
Okay. Anything else?
Just going off the plants and living things, the tree committee, on July 2nd, did a dedication. They planted 4 trees up at the high school, Dan Southern School, in the front of the schools, and they have a placard, that was donated by Liberty Curtis, not Liberty Curtis,
Whoever they are now.
no. The. What's, why do I explain?
Witherby and Whalen.
Thank you. That's who donated it. And it was a nice ceremony. We have Brian Ames up there who talked a little bit about the significance of July 2nd.
Yeah.
And, you know, when that was almost our nation's birthday. But it was nice, and there were a group of people there to celebrate that. So,
Okay,
Waterfront Advisory Committee did not meet this month, nor did the Complete Streets Task Force, so there's nothing to report there. And I don't believe infrastructure met this month either, so.
one of them months.
So, yeah,
There you go. It's nice that they're all that. Makes it.
Okay. We'll move on then. Communications and information. The chamber.
We have Canton Community-Wide Garage Sale coming up.
Uh-huh.
on July 31st, August 1 and August 2. You send an email to me and I'll put your garage sale in on our map. Tom at slcchamber.org. We're starting to work on the open air market in Madrid that's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We're starting to take applications for people there.
What are the dates of
The
that?
date is April 12th. I told the town that, you know, this will be the 7th one we've had, and every one has been an incredibly beautiful day.
Uh-huh.
So if you're planning to do anything, April 12th is
Love it.
So, we also have merchandise for sale in the visitor center now for the first time in
Oh, yeah?
quite some time. It's all based on artwork by Catherine LaPointe Bulmer of
Oh, wow.
Lionheart Graphics. We've got 3 different designs of a fire tower in the mountains and a downtown street that looks like any downtown street up here. And in one on the St. Lawrence River. And we've got magnets and stickers and giant posters and tiny posters and postcards and all those things. We're slowly putting the front end of our building, making it more of a visitor center than what it is now. Which is, you know, it's kind of where our office. And yeah, that's about it.
I just have something for you, and Tim's involved in this. I don't know if he talked to you about the parade.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, yes, but I heard at the last meeting, right?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that because
Right.
now permits are needed from the state
Yeah.
when you do this. I got a little intel on why it happened, but
Okay.
in that later. It's nothing we did,
Right.
but there was an event, a circumstance that brought it to a head.
Okay.
So now everybody pays the price.
Sure. Yeah. Finally got noticed.
But we can, we can talk about it and what the details are. Tim was notified. There's 2 things that he got hit with. I don't know if did you take care of the other one? No, he hasn't gotten back yet.
One of his employees is supposed to get back to me.
Yeah, okay.
I was pretty clear to
Yeah.
him with that too.
Yeah, okay. We're
And
good.
he hit me with another email within a week, like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Waiting for you.
Well, I think next year, we have a meeting tomorrow, the Economic Development Steering Committee
Mhm.
that's working on the park.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got a meeting tomorrow to talk about that. And what Lavella told us a few months ago was that they're gonna need the park for the whole summer too. You know, they're gonna start as soon as there's no snow.
Okay,
And
But
they're
it's
gonna work
gonna
all
take-
summer, so
it's
we're
gonna
gonna
take,
probably figure out another location
okay,
next year.
okay.
So,
That's gonna be a tough one.
yeah,
Okay.
And in River,
that's my first thought.
and it has the most parking.
Well,
End of the river.
yeah, okay. Then you might not even need Main Street.
Well, I mean, we could still do the parade
Start
on
on
Minor
Irish
Street. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, do it, or do it
Oh,
down
what
Minor
about
Street.
the school?
Hmm?
The school.
Yeah. There's a few places.
I mean,
Well-
if you're gonna have a parade, at least the school is partly like right in the,
And it's got parking.
it's got parking. Right here in River City.
Yeah.
But it's all about the state, right?
Okay. Very good. I think I distributed the homes and community renewal announcement to you. That
Mhm.
we're, renewed as a pro-housing community.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in the drive.
I just wanted to make sure I got to that. The, we sent a notice out about water bills, emails, try to get as much information out. There's been some questions. It hasn't been bad. But I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that,
Well, I think you're
we try to communicate as best we could.
right.
Um,
It had all the pertinent details.
Yeah.
That's-
So, that has progressed.
Mhm.
Okay. The next item is the golf course letters that we received, anonymous. Normally anonymous letters don't get a ton of attention, but, they did become public because they were posted down on the bulletin board. So I figured, we might as well, address them a bit now.
Mhm.
I think you and, Beth may have gone to see Kevin.
We saw Kevin yesterday.
Okay.
Had a good chat. He has scheduled a meeting for the 21st.
A membership type meeting.
He just made that poster and posted it on the bulletin board. He has no idea how it got on Facebook or anything
Okay.
else. His idea was just for people at the course to see it. Then it, got distributed, which is fine. I mean, I think
Open meeting.
it's an open meeting. I think it's worthwhile because, all parties have information that maybe the other parties don't have. And
That's the biggest concern I have.
yeah, so I think it's an opportunity to share, more information and go from there.
I got a couple of calls, one in particular, maybe that from one of your guys. And I couldn't say too much because, we hadn't really discussed it here. I know Paul's talked to a couple of people, so.
Paul.
Mitchell.
He's not on our staff sometimes.
Oh, he's not in your, oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
we're totally.
I got you guys all
We have
screwed up.
nothing to do.
I got you all screwed up. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of cross pollination of employees, but like we're separate.
Okay, okay. Well, at any rate, these things were out there, so I put it on the drive. So it's out in public now. If anybody went to the public portion of our meeting, they see these letters. And the other thing that's out there is, the expense versus
Correct.
revenue. And, I think it's important that it's said, it's not our goal to close a golf course.
Right.
It's our goal to make it as profitable or
To-
as close to zero
Right.
as
It's not
possible. It's
currently,
not a profit center. I don't,
which is one of the misconceptions.
Right.
A lot of people think it's a big revenue producer for the village and it is
and
not.
it's not.
It's a negative
And
revenue.
I think what it needs to be is a lot closer to zero than it is right now. And this is what we're trying to tell people. And that point we need to get across. And it's been a hard sell. In the interim, Tim's done a good job out there. He's
Yeah.
worked hard to go out there and take over. We had a longtime employee that retired in the middle of the summer. And left, when Skip left. And then we hired somebody, he was there for a year, and then he decided he wanted a substantial increase and went to St. Lawrence.
Mhm.
We had somebody else hired the following year. And,
Almost.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
and.
We had a
and
good
his-
candidate.
And, was ready to go, and then his wife got ill, and so, Tim has done a good job stepping in. I don't know that I want Tim to have to spend his whole career out there. I don't think Tim wants to.
Well, and the
Yeah,
robo
so-
mower is coming.
It's one thing when it's, you get some positive feedback, it's another thing if all you hear is correcting behind your back.
Right.
Yeah.
And none of the people I see on a daily basis can come and talk to me in person.
Yeah.
I've known most of my life.
And I think that that's the problem we have.
So
with-
that just makes it.
That's the problem we have with anonymous.
Yeah.
letters, come and talk to us. Come and talk to the golf committee.
Even the feedback about the garden, it would be nice to get, email me.
Yeah.
I'll give you, and then we can have a conversation. And I offered to go down there and talk to anybody who wanted to, contact me if you want to talk about it, you know. I think a lot of this communication problems are because it's one way, it's Facebook, you know. Just have a conversation, just.
Well, it's easier to, you know, sit there and type something and then walk.
Really. So,
But at least if it's on Facebook, you know who it's coming.
Right.
Anonymous letters are hard because we'd like to be able to address.
right,
And hopefully those authors are at the meeting that someone's gonna be at on July 21st. So, because it's,
I'd like to have it at 5 a.m. though, when the rest of my crew has. out there. That makes more sense, more fitting.
we're looking for solutions, Tim, not retribution. Anyway,
I get it.
It should be a good t-shirt.
yeah,
I
Well-
guess I heard that, that on 7 News,
yeah,
there was actually 2 positive comments.
only positive
Who
comments.
they interviewed.
Who did they
Tim-
interview?
Tim Fallon and Rick Mace.
Correct.
Okay.
And they,
Yeah, so nobody said anything to that.
on TV.
Well, and, you know, that's not our intention to be saying bad things about it. We just, you know, need it to be, a little
Well,
bit more,
I wish people would think about what's gonna be most effective.
right.
And that is not the most effective thing.
So-
Again, a direct communication.
it just riles people up and it doesn't give us an opportunity to talk about what the reality of the situation is to ensure that people understand
Mhm.
the different factors and.
Well, the other thing is that we sit here as a board and we have a big picture to look at.
Mhm.
And there's a lot involved in that picture.
Mhm. Right,
So,
as always,
And not
like so
just-
many things.
at any rate, I think we've covered it and
too.
the meeting.
Moving on.
The meeting will happen and we'll see how that goes. Okay, moving on to old business. There's a report in there, on the sewer project. And it's a combination of, a spreadsheet and, where they're at. Tim, do you have anything more on when they're
No,
gonna?
I think he wrote it in his email, why they hadn't started.
Yeah, I understand
It was
it.
delayed from,
WMBE, yeah. It was something to do with the certification.
reminding that PFC, so.
They have started moving a lot of supplies in. And they've used it mostly across from where the sewer plant is now.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of pipe, lining, rubber materials there.
Will they use? in this space?
I don't think they're gonna have to use the space we talked about, at the fire station, but across from the main doors, that's all changing down there.
Mhm.
So that will start soon. So,
And there will still be an impact on the Remington Trail.
oh, the trail
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
And across, they have to dig across one of the fairways. So,
You know what number?
Well,
it's like in the middle.
that'll be all hopefully,
Okay,
so it'll be kind of minimally impact.
But the-
I was hoping that was another.
Yes.
But the trail will end up being closed for a while.
But no problem, all of it, sure, right?
Not all of it, just the section.
You just can't make a loop.
the-
Right.
It's still.
It's still available, parts of it, right?
You can turn around and go back.
That's,
Yeah.
Okay. Really good news is the next item is Midtown Plaza. In the drive, there was a schedule there, for, how they were going to, phase this. That we're getting very close to tearing it down. We have cost estimates, work proposals, a map on how they're gonna fence it off. And that will impact some people with parking, but we'll get past that. And it'll only be a couple of months, and then there was a work schedule. So, that is looking like it's gonna be, you know, late September, mostly October and November.
So when you say we'll get past that with the parking, you
Well-
mean there's a plan in place or?
No, well, they have to fence it in. So there's, the post office uses some parking there.
Yep.
They're not gonna be able to use some of that parking.
Right.
So we're gonna have to accommodate them elsewhere.
Okay.
Because they have to fence that in for safety.
Right.
Once all that's done, and cleaned up, they can go back to it. You know, we have some people that park out front on a regular basis. And some of that will be fenced off too, for construction vehicles coming in.
Okay, so access to the back parking lot for the businesses that are on that street.
That will still remain, the
Okay.
access will be there.
Okay.
It's just some of the parking back there will be a problem.
Okay.
The map, I did,
Yes, I know.
provide a map. You get a chance to see a little bit on how that's gonna lay out.
And the schedule is from mid-August to the end of October.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of it's molding in and getting things lined up.
Right, no, but I'm just saying in terms of how long the parking might be
Yeah.
messed up. That's
So-
not a huge amount of time, but it is.
But they do have some things that they have to worry about, but that's, for me, pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
maintain we have.
You got it. I'm thinking the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
We need
Campaigning and
we need a celebration.
Okay, next item. This is coming back at you. It's the seeker for our stormwater, our storm sewer project. And what happened with this is after we went through it, Barton and Judas got back to me and said, you know, there was just some recent changes in, the state forms. And they did the full impact statement, the long form. And there were 2 items added, so everything remained the same. Up until you got to page 12 and 13. Item 19 is the impact on disadvantaged communities. And number 20 is future physical climate risks. So they felt it would be in our best interest to do the most current. So they modified those, got them to me the other day. There is nothing of consequence there. Everything that is checked is no or small impact. They did send an updated supporting information out. I don't know if you had a chance to look through it or anything, but you know, the same conclusions can be drawn from what they've done here. They did add, you know, some of the information they got from comments. But other than that, there really wasn't anything that they needed to add. They had 2 statements in here on item 19 and item 20. And a paragraph for each, which seemed to be appropriate.
Oh, just give me a quick explanation of the environmental justice area that this is meant to be adjacent to. It is under question 19, section G. Actually, communities. It's listed as other impacts adjacent to an environmental justice area that has small impact. What's, I don't understand what environmental justice area is. Or do you?
I don't either, other than the fact that, you know, it's an area on State Street that they're talking about. Area of disturbance shall occur on the south side of State Street, not within but it's not within the environmental justice area. And disturbance will be minimal. It's adjacent to. And that's why it's a listed as no or minimal.
Okay, thanks.
So what do we need to do?
What you need to do, there is a
Resolution.
resolution here.
Need a motion.
I need a motion,
So moved.
a second,
Second.
all in favor,
Aye.
any opposed? And Anna's not here. Okay, and what that means is that this project will result in no significant adverse impact on the environment, and therefore an environmental impact statement will not be prepared accordingly. This negative declaration is issued. Thank you. Sorry to make you jump through all that again, but they felt it was in our best interest to, use the most up-to-date file. Okay. Next item. New business, authorized payment of vouchers and transfer funds.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Uh-oh, what'd I do here? Anyone opposed? Did she have, the one thing I didn't see, there wasn't much in the way of transfers, was it? I don't think there was any.
There were no
No, okay.
Well,
we're- yeah.
inter account transfers. I was quite amazed.
Well, we're.
It's early on.
Beginning
in
of the,
budget.
yeah.
It's early in the year.
Mhm.
Wait till March.
Okay, next item is fall training school in Saratoga, September 14th to the 18th. Megan, and Christine
So moved.
would like to go. We
Wait,
need
that's
to approve.
everybody. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. but,
Yeah.
you know,
I think the mayor's gonna be busy that week.
But-
How are we gonna do that? Yeah.
I may go to Indiana.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay,
Yeah. Saratoga.
been invited to one, go to every year.
I know,
Okay,
it's at a really bad time in my world,
I don't know what to tell you.
perhaps this year.
The next item is a resolution to apply for a BOA grant.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, for sure.
Anybody opposed? Okay. I have another
Bring it up.
request for travel for Lee to go to the Community Transformation Workshop in Burlington. That's August 17th to the 20th.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Also not a bad place to go.
It's a
And
really cool sounding thing. It really is good.
the last item I have is just a reminder of our joint meeting coming up on the 29th. If you have anything to add to that agenda, send me an email. No. So I know. I get to do the agenda.
And are we at 6 o'clock?
We're at 6 o'clock.
Always closed, and thank you for the reminder.
We'll be downstairs.
Okay.
Just have something brief for executive session. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
What was the reason?
Negotiations,
It's like negotiation.
police negotiations.
How does that, fit into the, like, which specific, like, are you talking about like medical, financial credit?
Talking financial.
Financial.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. I'm sorry I confused you with that other.